Good morning, everyone. Corinne from Mama's Little Lambs. This morning, I'm going to be talking to you about a unit study we're going to be doing this month, and I'll be back to let you know what it is.
We said to the flag, and I did this to the America, to the public, which stands one nation under God, invisible, very for all.
Welcome back, everyone. This morning, I am going to be doing a collaboration with Natasha over at Educational Roots. I hope you stop by her channel, check her video out. It is going to be awesome because they always are. She always has so much great information and material that she shares with each of us. So if you're not a subscriber to her channel, hit that subscription button, give her a big thumbs up, click the notification bell. She does a lot of videos on several different things that I know you would enjoy. So this collaboration is going to be a unit study on President's Day. So let me get started showing you, first of all, our flag. Um, I have other flags that the kids hold, but I wanted to show you just a representation of a flag, a picture of one. This is very important for us to do daily in school, and we want to make sure we honor the flag and those who are serving in the armed forces, protecting us and keeping us safe. I always tell my children about them and how blessed we are to have such grateful men and women taking care of us and giving of their time and possibly their life to protect us. So I always want my children to know to be grateful about that. So I just wanted to take a moment to share that with you. They're so sweet. I start them little learning the Pledge of Allegiance. So when they're 2.5 and 2, they can say it. It's an awesome. I did a recording of my little boy doing it when he was 3, and it's so super sweet. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to share with you some books I'm going to use with my children. I do a private Montessori school in my home, and these are some books that we're going to do, and then we will share with some of the other activities also. So the first book I want to share with you is George Washington and the General's Dog. And this is the step into reading, and it's step 3. So it goes through, it gives you the story. They always have great pictures, a lot of great information. A lot of times I do this, and why they are doing other things, they can do activities that are quiet while I'm reading. A lot of times during snack time, I will go through and read a book with them, and then we'll talk about it after fact that we're done with our snack. This one is When I Grow Up, Abraham Lincoln, and this is a level 3 reader, and it's from Scholastic. And I love books that take them all the way through when they were a child, because they're small and they go to school, and it talks about his birthplace was in Kentucky, and it talks a lot about Kentucky and just the great things that we can learn about Kentucky and talk about that state and find that state and locate it. So I like them having all this good information when he was a boy, and, that he was like them and the things he liked to do and fish and play and learn and read, and just give them inspiration to want to do great things with their life. So this is that book. The next book is George Washington, Our First President. And this book has got a lot of great information. This is another read along. It shows a picture when he was growing up, and he loved horses and just playing as a child. And just to think that a president would be playing and doing things we do, it's like, wow, sometimes we get this idea that they're different than us, but really, we're all just the same. So this is a great book. It goes through, talks about a lot of good things. Here's another book on young Abraham Lincoln and the Log Cabin President. This book here is If You Grew Up with George Washington, and it tells you about his story, gives you more detail. I also have the President's Day book, and it goes through and talks about the 2 presidents and gives you little short stories about each one of them. So I do like this book real well. I've had it Got it at a thrift store, most of these. This is about Arthur Meets the President. Cute book. He is so excited he's going, and he's talking to his class, and they're talking about President's Day, and he gets voted to be able to go and visit the president. So, fun book. This book I just got. I love it. I found it at the thrift store. It's called What Presidents Are Made Of. And if you look at Abraham Lincoln, his face, it's really comical and cute all in one. It says presidents are made of picky eating, and it talks about from about Franklin Roosevelt and how his cook, she was a terrible cook, he says, and how he would sneak in and make food for himself, but he just didn't have the heart to fire her. So it just goes through several different presidents and gives you different scenarios about what they did in their life and who they were, and it's just super, super cute. And it talks about Andrew Jackson, and here is George Washington right here. He was the president. Presidents are made of good deeds. So it just gives you a little something about each one. So like I said, this was a really fun book. Cute illustrations. I really like this one of Abraham Lincoln. Super cute. Good book. It says, presidents are made of humble pie. Abraham Lincoln loved puns and funny stories, and even made fun of himself. Many people thought that he was ugly, and Lincoln agreed with them. When someone called him two-faced, Lincoln answered, if I had another face, do you think I would wear this one? So it's just not meant to be mean, but just how he thought he was ugly. Now, I didn't think he was ugly. I think everybody is beautiful and handsome in their own way and has so many gifts and talents to give and share with others. So I just think it's a fun book. This one is really cute, How to Make a Cherry Pie and See the USA. I thought this was appropriate book to be reading. It just goes through. It talks about all the places they're going to travel. Whoops, sorry, that was kind of sticky there. I got this book new last year, but I haven't not read it. But it does give you the cherry pie crust recipe and the filling and how to make a pie. So that's something that we will be doing. But if you look at the illustrations, they're really, really pretty and colorful. And you see a lot of the red, white, and blue and the flags through here. So it just takes you through on a journey and where they all have to go and where all they travel. It's a pretty cute book, so I think you would enjoy this. So How to Make a Cherry Pie and See the USA. The next thing I want to share with you are things that I'm doing with my 8th grader. My son will also set in on the read alouds. We have a couple of those. The first one is, who was George Washington? And who was Abraham Lincoln? And with both of these books, I will do... let's see, we'll do a book report, we'll do oral narration, and I'm going to have my daughter give me a scenario of each one of these two presidents and tell me what made them different, how would they alike, and just share some fun facts and just compare herself with each one of these. And we do have, like she can do a comparison on how they treated people, how she treats people, what they did growing up, how they lived, the things they did, and did she like that? Did she like fishing? Does she like horses? Just kind of comparing facts about each one of them and the things that they did as they grew up and how and when and where they got to where they are now and in their life in these books. So we are thankful to know that George Washington was our first president. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president. And she'll go through those and give me the fun facts and all the great, do a bio on each one of them. That's kind of what I'm looking for. If that all made sense. I was kind of rambling, I think, for a minute there. The next one is Smart About the Presidents. And this just goes through, and it goes through each president, who can be a president, what is the job exactly? Presidential oath and office, the president's kids, the White House, vice presidents, first lady. Can a president get fired? Presidents in retirement. Where were the presidents born? Why is it fun to be president? And biographies. So it takes you all the way through those adventures, and it tells you a little bit about each one. And you can find George Washington here. It gives you a picture of him. He was born in Virginia. So the two states that we're going to kind of be looking at are going to be Kentucky, where Abraham Lincoln was born. We're going to get some great information about Kentucky and also Virginia. And if we go back to the 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, it gives facts. But this book does go all the way back to our president today, which, let me take you there, is Donald Trump. So it does have all that information. So it is a present book, and it takes you back all the way through. Each president gives you a little tidbit of information about each one. So we will go through and discuss them and talk about each one and just find out dates and just do a review on this. We're not going to do an in-depth study because we will be doing U.S. history, and that's when we'll be doing that. Another one I got her for grades 2 through 8 is Patriotic Puzzles. And actually, these are all thrift bookstores. Some of these books, this one is, it's got answer keys in the back, but it just goes through. There's crossword puzzles, there's questions, there's great adventures, talks about Citizens Day, how to become a citizen, just different codes, patriotic holidays, nicknames for the flags, just goes through. It's got word search, fill in the blanks, a Memorial Day message, just all different things about America. So I thought it would be a fun one for her to do. And like I said, doing some adding a president's nickname, answer the math problems, then place the letter that's next to your answer in the correct blank. So just some fun things for her to do. Just go through those. I think that's it right there. Oops, sorry. The next one I got is called Patriotic Symbols, an activity book. And I didn't pay this for it because I got it at the thrift store. It was, as you see, 99 cents. It's got a flag in the back, Statue of Liberty. It goes through and gives you different activities you can do, and it gives you, tells you about different holidays. It does have different foods and recipes in here, so I liked that. Different crafts that you can make. Any paintings, she can actually do some pastels of these, some watercolors, pick things she'd like to do, talk about the Capitol building, the Washington Monument. There's a lot of good activities, and the kids, the younger ones, we will do some of these also. So it just goes through with several different crafts that you can do. So I like that because there were crafts in here, there were recipes in here, and great information on the presidents. The next books I have are some poetry books. This one is called America the Beautiful, I'm sorry. And these are poems by Catherine Lee Bates. And just absolutely, it's got America in there, and then it just goes through. It gives you some monuments. It's got a song in there. There are different poems, from sea to shining sea, God shed his grace on thee, and it just is so pretty. I love the pictures. So it just goes through, gives you all the song. I love the buffalo there. Beautiful. So I did like that. This is American poetry. So this is poetry for young people. What I'm going to have Ava do is go through one of these. She can pick from this book, and I do have another. And I want her to pick one poem that she wants to memorize, and she's going to do copy work, and also will do a oral narration of that poem. So she can go through this book and pick one out, or I have another book. So it's very pretty pictures. This book here is absolutely beautiful. National Geographic, The Poetry of the U.S., and I love the front cover of it. It's really pretty. But inside is absolutely, just stunning, beautiful photographs of different locations, and she can pick one from here, or she can pick one out of the other. So it just goes through with lots of different great things about the U.S. and all through the United States, and just beautiful. Like I said, the photographs are absolutely stunning. So she can pick from this one or the other one. The last activity that I have for her to do are hidden messages. They're scavenger hunts, And this is about George Washington. In this book here, she will go through. It's got the table of contents. It will tell her, gives you directions, how to prep, and then it's going to have facts and fact cards. And so you're going to need to read the fact cards to get the answers. The next sheet will give you the answer to the question it asks. And then these are fill in the blank on all of these. And the answer keys are to each one of those are there, as it shows you here. And then it's got these cards, and these are the hidden message letter, and it goes through all the different ones, and she's going to study these so that I can quiz her to see how much she remembered. And there's quite a few of these to go through and do. Let's see, I think there is, yeah, I guess there's 16. And then there's one on Abraham Lincoln. Same thing, same setup. It gives you the same scenario. Did you know? And then it gives you the answer. And then it has fill in the blank questions, fill in the blank questions, another scavenger hunt, and then the answer key to that. And then it will have, once again, you will go through the cards, and they will have all the information on here to answer those questions in the front. And we can just study these, and then I will quiz her on those and just make it a fun study for her. So I do like these. This also, I guess this one has 15. But lots of fun. Looking forward to doing this one. Some games that I have chosen are, the first one is by Professor Noggins, and it's Presidents of the United States. It's a card game, and you roll the dice. You can pick out if you want to do the easy or hard, and then you roll the dice, and whatever you land on, that's the question, and you can do easy or hard, but you need to do the first one. Whoever gets more cards ends up being the winner. So a lot of fun. We love doing school gaming, so it's a lot of games that we do, and they're really good, educational, fun games. This one is called Brain Box. As you can see, I got it for $3, and then it was half off that day, so it was $1.50. It was brand new. Nobody had ever opened it, and I went on Amazon to see what the price was, and it was $25. So I felt like I got a good deal. And I pulled this one out because it's Republican Party, and then it gives you all this information. So what you need to do is you study the front of the card. You get to flip the timer. You get to set it, let the timer run out while you study the information on the front. Then you take and you roll your die, and if you landed on 3, it says which president is shown. So you have to remember who the president was that you've seen, and you continue to roll through how many stars are on the Republican logo. Of course, there are 3 stars. So you go through each one of these, you're remembering these, and if you answer all the questions, then you get to keep the card, and the person with the most cards obviously wins the game. So that's another game that we'll be playing. I also had these made. These are 3-part cards. I want to make sure that she knows George Washington, the time that he served. And then on these cards, it's just their picture. And she's got to see, can I identify that person? And then also on these, she can take these out, and she will have to match the name with the president. So this is just really good for, critical thinking, and it's just a great exercise for her to do. And it's really good for me because it helps me remember all the great ones and presidents and how the order they went in. So I do like these cards. They're very helpful. We have learned a lot, so we're going to be reviewing those again, going back over these to have while we're doing our unit study. Some other books I want to show you is the 50 States, and this is beautiful. So what we're going to do is kind of like I told you, we're going to go in here, we're going to look up the state, we're going to look up, let's see, Kentucky. We want to look up Kentucky. And we're going to look up Virginia. And we're going to read through here, and it gives you lots of great information as you gather through and go through. It gives you tons of information. Talks about largest city capital, key facts, and just great. So we're going to be studying this. It's Welcome to the Bluegrass State. And, of course, then we'll go to the state of Virginia, and we will go through that, go through the Capitol. Will give us great information about that. It will tell us who the president was, what presidents were from here, any information. So these are just two of the states that we'll study, but these books, if you're not familiar, this is really a great book. I also got the activity book that goes along with the 50 states. So I've had this and I really like it. It talks about Tell a Tall Tale, the 50 states matchup. It's got Landmarks Are Here, A Murder of Crows, Birds of Feather. And it's just so much fun to do these because it helps them remember what animal represents that, where are they located, what is the climate. It just has so many different scenarios that it goes through and asks you my place in the 50 states, the first state, and it just all these trivial questions. So this is a really good activity book. And then I went ahead and this book came out, so of course I had to get this, but these are fun facts. When you open this up, it talks about 50 animals, and it asks you if you know where they're from, and it tells you where they're from. It has 50 things that go, and it talks about, like in Michigan, where I'm originally from, it'll say Model T, and it gives you that information about that. And in Colorado, it talks about flying saucers. And 50 things to eat. So it tells you in different cultures and different states the foods that they're famous for. So this is I like this set of books. We've had a lot of fun with these, and like I said, we'll be using these, and we'll be going over a couple of the states that the presidents were from. So we're going to do that. I also purchased this game. It's called My Interactive USA Talking Map. And it comes with a bonus talking president chart. So I thought, oh, that's awesome. So this, if you lay this out, take it out of the box, you just put a battery in, you turn it on.
And welcome to your USA map. To begin, simply select the function button at the top of the map, then press any state button to begin learning.
So I'm going to go through state name.
See you next time.
Let's see, I don't know if I turned it off or on.
Press the name of a state to learn its postal abbreviation. CO.
So that's giving me the abbreviation. If I want to know
Press the name of a state to learn its capital. Denver.
So it gives you all the state capitals. It goes through. It has state name, state abbreviation, capital name, state size, population, invention in the state fun facts, U.S. fun facts, quiz, and national anthem. So I just thought, how cool is that? I think that would be fun to do. So this is just to get familiar, and then to
See you next time.
I had to turn that one off so I can get to the other one. Then the other one that came also is about U.S. presidents. So it has all of them on there. And on this, the same as that one, you can press the president's name, how old he was, when he became president, vice president, quiz, fun facts, years served, and party affiliation. So let's turn this one on.
Welcome to your Presidents of the USA poster. To begin, simply select the function button at the top of the map, then press any president face to begin learning. Press the president's face to hear his name. Abraham Lincoln.
And you can just go through and then
press the president's face to learn the years he served as president of the United States. March 4th, 1861 to April 15th, 1865. Died in office.
So we know all the different presidents, and it's just kind of fun to go through these. And I'm going to turn that back off. So I had a great time getting together this unit study. There's so much great information to learn, and I just want to make sure that my children are well-rounded. I think there's a lot of things that they miss out on, so I try to power pack this month onto all the different things that unit studies that we're doing. So I wanted to do President's Day. It's so important to know our presidents and about our country and about our, the United States, and there's just so many great information about our flag. When was this flag made? How was it created? And all the different 50 states, and how many stars are there, and how many stripes are there, and just great information that sometimes we pass by when it's really, really important for them to know. So thank you for sharing part of your day with me. And if you're not a subscriber and if you'd like to give me a big thumbs up, that would be awesome. And like I said, if you're not a subscriber,
Are you still there?
hit that button and subscribe to my channel. Also the notification bell so you'll know when I'm getting ready to do another video. So thank you again. And don't forget to stop by Natasha's channel. She's absolutely amazing. You're going to enjoy her video very much. And I will link her information in the description box. And thank you again for sharing part of your day with me. And may you be richly blessed in this day. Bye-bye.